What's up, Gore Squad? Famox here from Game Interface, and today I'm finally doing this review. It got cancelled at the end of last year, and it may actually be my last review for this year, but we'll talk about that at the end of the video. So let's get on to it. Got the Battle of the Beasts, Zdeno Chara and Shea Weber.
The rules. I will play both players for 7 games on 100 chemistry lines. They will not be assigned any boosts or captaincy cards. The overall grade will be based on 5 stats: puck skills, skating, shooting, physical, and defensive. His current average price is 110k, putting him in the same price range as PK Subban. Puck skills. He gets a 7. Chara is actually much better with the puck than you might imagine. He's got a crazy long stick, so his dekes aren't the quickest, but he has very good puck control, so he can get away with a few more moves and not lose the puck. However, if you try to do too much, he will eventually get stripped, especially when in close. His passing is also around average. He's good for connecting with solid breakout passes, but if you try to push your luck in a crowded area, he will probably get intercepted. Skating. He gets a 6.5. With Chara's massive size, you would assume he skates like a hippo in mud, but his agility is actually quite surprising. He didn't feel as sluggish as some other players I've used, like Eric Lindros. He had no problem making quick stops or turns. However, when it came to straight speed and acceleration, he couldn't always keep up. Even when using the hustle button, it wouldn't really feel like he was accelerating. Shooting. He gets an 8.5. If I ranked his shot solely on power, Chara would definitely get a 10. Unfortunately, his terrible accuracy brings down his grade. In his 7 games, he probably missed 40% of his shots, and those weren't just one-timers. Even with time and space, he struggled to get the puck on net. That being said, the time that he did hit the target, it would either go in or create a big, juicy rebound. Physical. He gets a 10. There's no surprise on this one. At 6'9", 255, Chara is an absolute tank. Being the tallest man in the league, there aren't many players that can take him down. He has superb balance and will shrug off most hits with ease. And when it's his turn to dish out the punishment, he can do some serious damage. Definitely one of, if not the most physically effective player I've ever used. Defensive. He gets a 9.5. Again, Chara's long reach plays a big part in his defensive ability. He has a highly effective poke check and is amazing at intercepting passes. Whether you prefer to do it manually or let your AI take care of it, Chara can get it done. His big body is also great for getting in the shooting lanes and blocking shots. However, he has poor discipline, and that's where his long stick will work against him. He was sent to the penalty box 5 times in his short time on my team, 2 of which were for tripping. Total points. In 7 games, he got 2 goals and 2 assists for a total of 4 points. His overall grade comes to 8.3 out of 10, or 83%. That's a B.
Big Z actually delivered more than I expected. He has his shot, his power, and his defensive awareness, but the surprising part was his ability to skate. Of course, I don't mean his speed, but rather his agility. It's nothing close to elite, but it was very impressive for such a big guy. I'd say he has the same turning as Mario Lemieux. But before we make any final conclusions, we gotta take a look at his opponent, Shea Weber.
His current average price is 80k, putting him in the same price range as Duncan Keith. Puck skills. He gets a 6.5. Weber's puck handling feels very different from Chara's, and I'd say it's due to his noticeably shorter stick. He handles very similar to Milan Lucic. His dekes are a bit faster than Zdeno, but his puck control isn't on the same level, so he loses the puck more often when trying to make moves. His passing, on the other hand, was the same as Chara's, good for hitting the open man, but nothing special. Skating. He gets another 6.5. Weber's speed was a little better than I expected. Don't get me wrong, he's still slow, but if he's fresh on the ice, he can give you a good burst of acceleration. That being said, as fatigue kicks in, he starts to feel much heavier on the ice. He's also not as agile as Chara, so he's much slower on his turns. Shooting. He gets an 8. Weber's shot is around the same power as Chara's, but his accuracy is much worse. Even with multiple attempts, he would rarely find the net on a one-timer, especially when aiming high. Most of his chances came on the power play when he had more time. However, he was unable to notch a goal in his 7 games. Physical. He gets a 9.5. Weber is obviously a huge defenseman at 6'4", but he's just a touch weaker than Chara. He was still a monster hitter and will destroy most players he targets, but when he's the puck carrier, his balance isn't as strong. Sometimes he would even get knocked down by much smaller players, although it didn't happen too often. So he's still a force to be reckoned with, but he has occasional moments of weakness. Defensive, he gets another 9.5. Weber's defensive performance was exactly the same as Chara's. His defensive awareness is outstanding. He was always in the right spot to do his job and take his man, and his ability to intercept passes is at the highest possible level. However, his problem comes in his discipline. He had many visits to the sin bin, either for straight poke checks or AI-controlled penalties like interference. Total points. In 7 games, he got 0 goals and 3 assists for a total of 3 points. His overall grade comes to 8 out of 10 or 80%. That's a B-.
Weber is a very solid defensive defenseman. He has no problem shutting down your opponent with his stick or his body. However, he isn't as effective in the offensive zone. His shot accuracy was lacking, and so was his speed. On top of that, his poor discipline had the team killing more penalties than I would have liked. That being said, Chara spent just as much time in the box as Weber did. However, Zdeno has the better puck control, shot accuracy, and physicality. So, to sum it up, in my opinion, who is the better defenseman? Well, I gotta give it to Chara, but it's a very slim margin. So if that $30K difference in price is a big deal for you, then maybe get Weber and spend your savings on another piece for your team. But at the end of the day, that choice is up to you. I'm just here to share my experience and hopefully help guide you guys along the way. But unfortunately, my guidance for NHL 15 is coming to an end. As I said in the beginning of the video, this may be my last review of the year. As you guys have probably noticed, my review uploads have really started to slow down since the Team of the Years, and now that NHL 15 is almost over, there's really not much left for me to review. So instead, I'm going to focus on NHL 15's best. So far, I've only done 2 episodes, but you can expect at least 5 more before NHL 16 comes out. So those are my plans. I'm not 100% sure on this being the last review. If someone makes a good suggestion, I might take it, but as of now, don't expect any reviews until the drop of 16, where of course, they will return to 1 or 2 reviews per week. But we're not done yet. It's been 2 years of me doing these reviews, and I think they have had some big improvements since the first time I tried them, but there's always room to make yourself better. So I will be giving away Chara and Weber to whoever leaves the best suggestion for next year's reviews. Just say what you want me to add, remove, or change in the comments, and in a few days I'll pick a winner. So if you like this video, please click that like button, and if you're new here, maybe Bacon sent you, then click that subscribe button to join the Go Squad, where I provide in-depth reviews so you can make informed decisions. I'm Famox, and I'll see you in the next one.